Hey man, I heard the Boston fans are pretty rough. What are some of the things you got called? They called me a lot of things, but I think the most common thing they said was go boom.
You ready? Big news. What?
Seriously?
No pigs yet.
What? What was he doing?
Wow. Bring them on. Beautiful.
For a drink at Cheers, it's a great place. Why? What did you think I was going to say? Here we go. 4 games remaining and still not out of the playoffs. Wow. Leafs win 4-3 in the shootout over the Boston Bruins. And I was in attendance for my first ever Leaf road game. I went with the winners of the LG Fanbassador contest. Basically what they did, make a video, say why you're the biggest Leaf fan, prove you're the biggest Leaf fan, win a trip to Boston, amongst other things, to see the Leafs play. And we saw a pretty good game, I think. Things started off great. Shen tipping in a goal off of who? Thomas Kaberle. I was telling all the Boston fans around me, man, we couldn't get Kaberle to shoot when he was with the Leafs. Second period, total Leaf meltdown. Brad Marchand, who was a naughty boy, I'll get to that later, actually scored a pretty sick shorthanded goal to tie the game up. Then like a minute later, David Krejci finishes off what was an amazing passing play. And then the chirping got a little worse. Go home, Toronto! Seen the playoffs? Not! Then the Leafs managed to tie it up after a puck bounces off Joffrey Lupul's skate, and guess who set it up? Yeah, I was pretty happy about it. Great setup, Phil! Oh man, the Leafs got a winner in this guy, eh? Sit down, Toronto! Kessel sucks! And of course, like a minute and a half later, Andrew Ference takes a shot, tips off Luke Schen's stick, and the Bruins are back on top. And the place lost it. Alright, fans of every other team, I need you to step out of the internet for a second. Okay, just Toronto. Just Toronto. Okay, guys. We gotta step our game up. Because those Bruins fans are out of their freaking minds. You'd have thought it was a playoff game. No, regular season game. The fans in Boston were top shelf. Speaking of top shelf, Jay Rosehill and Milan Lucic dropped the gloves in what was hands down, the best live fight I have ever seen in my life. And I mean, there weren't really that many bombs landed. Maybe it's because I was with a bunch of crazy fans that were loving the fight, but that was insane. And 45 minutes later, after the fight finally ended, the fans were still standing. And I actually like Jay Rosehill quite a bit, and he plays a pretty obvious role with the team. Milan Lucic, sure, we'll take that trade. With all due respect, but sure, yeah, let him work it out. And of course, just adding to the ugliness, apparently Brad Marchand, doing a bit of a golf swing to the Leafs bench. Methinks the rookie doth chirp too much. Because third period, beautiful tape-to-tape pass from the Bruins. Joffrey Lupul snipes it, his second of the game, and the Leafs tie it up. And I was happy that the Leafs tied it up, you know, and the thought crossed my mind for just like a little split second going, yeah, at least 1 point. Then I remembered the standings and thought, nope, get 2. Overtime comes, both teams get a point, and Mikhail Grabovski is hooked and given a penalty shot in overtime. And this might sound strange, but hear me out. Thank God Grabovski didn't score that goal. Because the Leafs would have won in overtime, and that's cool, but I wouldn't have made it home. I don't think of myself as one to chirp the refs, but that was pretty bad. That's one of those penalties that you like get in NHL 11. Those are close games glitched. Not a person, calm your britches. So now we go to the shootout. And McNazem Kadri, oh dear. Churn in the butter a little, does a little kick. Nice single deke, backhand beats Thomas. What's hilarious about that goal though, and if you look at the replay, which maybe you'll find in the underbar, Kadri only made the move and the backhand. Everything else was just an attempt to hypnotize Thomas. Which he didn't because Thomas stayed with him, but that almost makes the goal more impressive because he just straight up beat Thomas. And with the final save of the shootout, James Reimer, priceless image. Yes! This is how amped up this team is. That's Gus G. Willikers' James Reimer. Going, woo, yeah! Only one thing I want to chirp about Boston. And I'm not singling Boston out because a lot of American cities do it. USA! USA! And after that chant stopped, you know what I yelled right back? Phil Kessel, Madison, Wisconsin. Mike Brown, Chicago, Illinois. Joey Crabb, Anchorage, Alaska. Mike Komisarek, West Islip, New York. I might have butchered that one. But I mean, the Bruins just got such a huge roster of American players. Tim Thomas, what a goalie. Stephen Camphor, decent defenseman and decent name. And who could forget their great American forwards? Patrice Bergeron, Canadian Olympic gold medalist. Brad Marchand, World Junior gold medalist with Canada. Oh, here's a non-Canadian, David Krejci. In what states, pray tell, can I find the Czech Republic? Why do I feel like what I'm saying is going to turn into just a comment box war? I'm just busting your chops. I love you guys. In fact, if you were watching this video and you have never been to Boston, holy crap, go. Boston rules. Got a tour of Fenway Park while I was there, and the hockey fans, the Bruins fans, were out of their minds. And I mean, the ones that were lipping off and chirping, they were fine. Okay, some of them looked like they wanted to hurt me, but I made friends. Ran into some friends from the online and Twitter worlds, too. Showed us around town. Where should we go? Hurricane O'Reilly? Sounds like we're going. So to the LG Fanbassador and his epic crew, and to everyone that I came across in Boston, Thank you. Hell of a game, hell of a town. And sitting 5 points back of the 8th-seeded Buffalo Sabres with just 4 games remaining, and the Sabres have 5. Can they?